Switching gears here, obviously, we know many of you out there are struggling with the cost of everyday goods. You could all use a little bit more money in your pocketbook. And Donald Trump has an interesting approach on how to get there. First, let's look at the numbers. This is a poll. Majority of Americans say the following are up. 85% say groceries are up. 78% say utilities are up. 67% say healthcare is up. 66% housing up. And 54% say gas is up, even though, I mean, let's be realistic, at least where I live, gas is significantly down. But at the end of the day, these are individuals who are going to be voting. It's how you feel when you go in that voting booth that matters. And President Trump has a unique idea on how to give some more money back to the American people. Listen.
Well, how do you like that? A Fox News host finally said the quiet truth out loud? Somebody pinch me. Republicans are out of answers, and Trump's economic promises are collapsing under rising prices, recession warnings, and policies hurting the very people he claims to help.
Over the next couple of years, I think we'll substantially be cutting, and maybe cutting out completely, but we'll be cutting income tax. Could be almost completely cutting it because the money we're taking in is going to be so large. And yet, other countries who have been ripping us off for many, many years, they've just been ripping us to shreds.
I spoke earlier with a small business administrator, Kelly Loeffler, who talked about the commitment that the president has and that she has in ensuring that Americans feel relief and that small business owners and operators feel relief. And she discussed and emphasize that the regulatory burden inherited from the Biden administration is still alive and well in parts. And so to your point, while there have been great strides made and relief has certainly been a priority for this administration, not everyone is feeling it yet. And so there's more to look forward to. And she talked about even the potential for corporate payroll taxes being reduced, a lot up in the air and a lot under the president's advisement. But the whole point is the priority of Americans and our relief and small business owners administration, like all of that is the priority.
Fox News is basically saying the quiet part out loud now. Americans are drowning in prices. And Trump's solution is to eliminate income tax entirely, as if that's a realistic plan. No, sounds great. Why don't you run that up the flagpole and ask the Easter Bunny? Cutting $3 trillion of revenue doesn't magically fix inflation. It just means jacking up tariffs, raising costs even more, and shifting that entire burden onto working people. And notice how every Fox host instantly cheers, woohoo! Not because it helps you, but because it sounds good to donors. This isn't policy, it's a sales pitch. And Trump keeps selling fantasies because he still has no real plan to lower costs.
Today, key economic data delayed by the government shutdown is pouring in and shedding some new light on the state of the U.S. economy. So first off, U.S. wholesale inflation did heat up between August and September, rising by 0.3%. That was actually as expected. It is an uptick from the prior month, where prices were actually down by 0.1%. A separate report shows retail sales growing more slowly than expected in September as Americans continue to face higher costs. And a new survey shows consumer confidence declining sharply this month to the lowest level since April. And that's when President Trump unveiled his sweeping tariffs.
Brian, we'll see you again soon. Tracking your money tonight, mounting job losses, rising prices, or squeezing Maine's economy. A new report from the credit rating company Moody's says now that 22 states, including Maine, are either in a recession now or soon will be. CBS 13's Julia Simone joining us from the live desk tonight with those details. Julia.
Yeah, Greg, some Mainers tell me they are not surprised to hear this. They say rising prices are driving businesses and people out of places like Portland. But others I talked with say a recession isn't even on their radar.
It just kind of seems like every day you wake up and you're wondering, what is the price of everything going to be?
Moody's says fewer immigrants, federal job cuts, and rising prices because of tariffs are sending these states in red into economic problems. 5 New England states are on the list, including New Hampshire and Massachusetts. The calculations are based off figures from the end of August, before the government shutdown. Some people we spoke with today say they aren't feeling the effects of a potential recession.
The key takeaways are both CPI in the details and the PPI show that tariffs inflation is coming through, and we're going to have more inflation coming through naturally from the trade policies that are happening from the U.S. government. On the other hand, we're also getting pressure on the Fed to have easier monetary policy than would be justified by orthodox economic theory, which is also inflationary.
Welcome back. There are new signs today that inflation remains a threat to the U.S. economy as President Trump's sweeping tariffs take hold. The Labor Department reporting that wholesale prices rose 0.9% last month, well above Wall Street's estimates. It's also the single largest monthly jump in more than 3 years. The Producer Price Index, or PPI, measures inflation before it hits consumers. The report comes 2 days after the Labor Department reported that prices were up 2.7% in July compared to 1 year ago. Core inflation, which excludes more volatile food and energy prices, climbed to 3.1%.
When every news channel is saying the same thing, you know it's real. Prices are rising, job losses are stacking up, and now 22 states are sliding into recession, including places that rarely make those lists. And let's be honest, this is the fallout of Trump's tariffs and trade wars finally landing on people's backs. Tourism down, small businesses squeezed, suppliers drowning in higher costs. This isn't strong leadership, it's economic sabotage.
Overseas now, and US President Donald Trump has vowed to give most Americans a $2,000 payment as a tariff dividend. It follows doubts raised by the Supreme Court over the legality of the president's authority to impose sweeping tariffs on most nations. He made the promise on Truth Social overnight, declaring people that are against tariffs are fools. We're now the richest, most respected country in the world. A dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone. President Trump has not clarified when people will receive those payments. The US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the tariff dividends could come in the form of tax cuts.
Trump is dangling a $2,000 fake tariff dividend to distract from the fact that his tariffs are driving prices up and pushing states toward recession. He's trying to sell voters on a cash payout that doesn't exist, funded by tariffs that are actually raising your cost of living. It's simply a political distraction, not a real policy.
To so many struggling Americans. It comes as a new study out this morning suggests new homeowners are better off building a home rather than buying one, since they tend to require lower down payments and a lowered mortgage rate. Host of Making Money on Fox Business, Charles Payne joins us now. Charles, does that surprise you?
It surprises me historically, but we've been moving in this direction for a long time. The problem with existing homes is the homeowners typically have low mortgages, right? So if you have a mortgage rate of 3%, do you sell a house, even if you make a pretty nice profit, and buy a new house at a 6.5% mortgage? The answer is no. And that's what's created this real problem, this dynamic. When inflation shot up under Biden to 9.2%, the Fed came and they were so late that they aggressively hiked interest rates. And it's created this thing where mortgages are so lopsided that no one wants to sell.
Fox News doesn't say Trump's caused this mess because everything they show gives it away. Their own charts admit housing is unaffordable, mortgages are sky high, healthcare is broken, and prices aren't coming down. And every expert they bring on admits, without meaning to, that this spiral began when inflation jumped and Trump's policies made borrowing and building more expensive. They blame Democrats out loud, but the facts on their screen tell a different story. They're describing a crisis Trump helped create while pretending that they aren't, and voters can see it clearly. That's what we'll wrap up today. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, go ahead and smash that like button. And that's where we end today. If you like the video, go ahead and smash that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and stay informed. We'll see you soon.